During breakfast, my dad asked, "Ready to marry cousin Mildred?" I answered, "Only if I can cut off my balls first." "Don't be an idiot. You're going to marry Mildred." My father looked at me like I was the stupidest person on earth. Mom's quiet, continuing to flip pancakes like it was a normal Sunday morning. I stand up, intending to head to my room, but Dad forces me back into my chair. "You're not leaving. The family's already on the way, including Millie." I twist out of his grip and rush up to my room. I hear the cars and the family downstairs acting like this was some family reunion. I look out my window only to see cousin Mildred. If there was ever a poster kid for Miss Redneck USA, it was her. Roadkill would have looked more attractive. I opened the door, deciding to face my fate. My dad was standing there waiting, his hand on my shoulder as we walked into the living room. Mildred rushes up grinning with her bucked teeth and tuna fish breath heavy. "There's my husband!" She was squealing, like a pig. I nearly died as she crushed me in a hug. I managed to wiggle out of the hug and made my way to the back door, only to find more cousins and my mother blocking the way. "Do what your father says!" my mother demanded. "Marrying my cousin is illegal!" I shout back, pushing through the back door and out into the yard. I hear my parents chasing me, my phone ringing with missed calls and text messages. "We're going to lose everything if you don't," Mom continued as she caught up to me. The look on her face made me pause. "Let's just talk about this," Dad said in a kinder tone this time. "Everyone did this. It's tradition. It's crazy and illegal," I protest. "It's not like you actually are going to be married. It's just paperwork. My family has come out to the backyard. I'm surrounded." "Come on, Charlie. It'll be fun." Mildred smiles. "You'll be my dearest hubby." I shudder. "Don't call me that, Mildred," I hiss. Then Grandpa came through the crowd, his eyes cold and hard. "It's been done for years, Charlie. Every firstborn male does this. It's binding to keep the business in the family name. You're just using me for money." My dad just puts his hand on my shoulder hard again. "It's just for a year. You and Mildred might even get closer and bond." I twist out of his grip. "I need to see the contract before I sign," I say. Grandpa grinned like a wolf in the middle of sheep. Of course, the lawyer's inside. I felt like a dead man walking. I tried not to look like the world was literally ending. Mildred skipping like she was 10 years old, not her actual age of 65. She was humming the wedding march. I prayed to whatever higher power to save me. I'd rather dive into a pit of snakes than spend one day married to trailer trash Barbie and her tuna breath. When we get to Dad's office, Mildred is chatting with her mother on the wedding dress. Some of the other cousins are comparing wedding flowers. I feel like I should be planning my headstone. Once the door opens, sitting at my dad's desk is a lawyer looking to be too young to be that experienced. "It seems the contract is completely in order. It was established by your great-great-great-grandfather Henry. He wanted to make sure the business stayed within the bloodline by these types of marriages. So there's no way I can get out of marrying Mildred?" The lawyer just shook his head and looked through the paperwork. What the family didn't know was that I had contacted a friend in law school. He looked through the contract for me, finding me a loophole. I recommended him to Grandpa, and here we are. However, there is a clause written in on the very last page, last paragraph. If either party has a prior arrangement, the agreement is unenforceable. "Meaning what?" I ask as my family looks shocked. Immediately, there's chaos. Aunt Debbie looks like she wants to faint. My dad is scowling. Mildred is trying not to cry. "It means if you're already engaged and have made an offer on the business, you can't be forced into this contract." The lawyer explains like he was explaining 1 + 1 = 2. "Good thing I proposed to my girlfriend last night and I used my trust to buy out the company last week." I grin. Needless to say, I burned some bridges, but it was so worth it.